So here's something I've been wondering. Are AI Facebook ads already dead? And so in one of the businesses I own, we spend about $1 million a month on marketing. So I checked our Facebook ad stats from just the last week and we spent over 100 grand just on that one channel. And so I wanted to look, how did our AI ads compare to all the other kind of ads that we run? And what I found kind of blew me away. So let me show you something. So a buddy of mine sent me a WhatsApp message and he said that on his ads, Facebook was actually charging him more to put AI ads in front of people, in front of all kinds of other ads. So I had to go check our own stats. Now, when I looked at our data from about 100 grand in spend or so in the last week, and I compared our AI ads versus all the other kind of ads that we run, I didn't see the same thing. But you have to imagine long term, people don't want to be seeing a bunch of fake AI ads in their news feeds, because Facebook, which is owned by Meta, but owns Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp and all these other platforms, they don't want their feeds flooded with a bunch of AI slop, a bunch of AI nonsense. It's not good for users. There's distrust among advertisers. So that's not what they want long term. But that's totally fine. It doesn't mean you can't use AI ads. You just have to use them the right way. So let me kind of show you how I think about doing ads at all, AI or not. And so I'm going to draw a little grid that I call the ad diversity grid. So there's really a few parts to creating good ads. And so the first one is, let's call it the persona. The second one is the angle. And the third is the format. So what is a persona? A persona is just the type of person that's buying. So there's been big brands, and I've done a video on this on Grüns, the vitamin gummy brand that sold for like $1 billion. They are extremely good at this. So they realized with their product that there are a lot of different kinds of people buying it. There's people that are on GLP-1s. There's people that just wanted general daily nutrition. There's other people who have gut issues. And so they came up with all these different types of buyers that I'm going to call personas. And we've done some of this research with our own healthy coffee company that, this year will do over $60 million in sales. And so that one, some of our top personas are people that have stomach issues. Then you've got people that are just interested in better health, kind of like me and my business partner. We don't necessarily have stomach issues. We just want healthy coffee, the healthiest coffee possible, tested for toxins, organic, single origin, all of that stuff. And then we have this other group. Now, I love our customers, but this will just allow us to shrink this down into one word. But let's call them granola. This is just your Whole Food shopper that just wants things that are fairly traded, and they care about more of those kind of things rather than necessarily even health or stomach issues. So those are like the types of buyers for any type of product. So this becomes extremely important when you're doing ads. And then as far as the angles, so for each type of buyer, such as stomach issues, an angle could be like, hey, you can drink coffee again after not being able to drink it for 20 years. Another angle could be like, hey, now coffee is not going to hurt your stomach anymore. And so you don't have to be going to switch to all these weird mushroom coffees and stuff like that. And you can come up with all kinds of other angles. Now, we stay away from this because of legal reasons, but in your business, it may be different. We could speak to things like acid reflux. We could speak to GERD. Those are all specific angles that talk to this persona. Health, we could talk about more energy. Health, we could talk about better skin, any of those kind of things, low toxins. So those are all potential angles that we could talk to specifically related to this health. And we could come up with angles for the granola, such as fairly traded, stuff like that. We give back to the environment, which all this stuff is 100% true. The product doesn't change. The personas and what we say to those people are what's changed. Now, how does this affect AI ads? Well, the last piece of this are formats. So when I say formats, broadly, these could be image or video. And the same thing would apply to no matter what angles, no matter what personas we're doing. Now, with AI ads, how does that come into play? Well, with images, which I highly recommend, almost all cases, you're just creating it with AI now. Back in the day, you had to get product photographers and graphic designers and all that kind of stuff. But now you can just do it with AI. So in this case, you can create things like them versus us ads. You can create before and after ads, as long as it's legally compliant, which is 100% up to you because it's your business. You could do discount or promo type ads. So these can all be made with AI, no problem whatsoever. So in this case, AI ads are definitely not dead. Video is interesting, more interesting, because with video, if you have to think about it, like what is the highest form of an ad? Just you as a consumer, what do you want to see as the highest form of an ad? It's a real human being like you talking about the product, giving a real story based on their actual experience, and they weren't paid for it. So anytime you're going out there and you're creating ads for your business, it doesn't mean you can't do all this other stuff. I'm not going to sit on my high horse and say, never go out there and use influencers or whatever, but you should still be building some base of real, legitimate customer testimonials. Long term, that's the best thing for your business. But it doesn't mean we can't speed things up with other kinds of formats. So I'm just going to put real, as in real customer testimonials. Another type of video, which you can do with AI, so you can combine good copywriting and then B-roll, which is just little video clips and images and graphics that you generate with AI. So let's call that a video sales letter, or VSL. So it's just a nice voiceover, which you can do with AI with like 11 Labs. You can write the script using Claude or whatever LLM that you want. And then you can generate little video clips using VO or Kling or any of these other video generation models with AI. This I put as a high form of video ads because it requires more work. It's an actual sales video condensed into a little video. Then you also have UGC. So UGC is where we start getting into issues because you can generate UGC, and that can either be from actual customers, it can be from paid influencers, paid creators, which you can use sites like influee.co and joinbrands.com and those kind of websites, or you could literally just generate this stuff with AI. That's where I think you start getting into an issue. That's the kind of stuff people don't want because it's fake people saying fake things, which can be actually okay, but I think where it crosses the line, because it's on one hand, if they're just kind of like, here's what this product does, here's what it was built for, that kind of thing, probably not a problem. But when they're like, oh man, I lost 30 pounds because I took this new product or something, and you're faking all of that with AI, like that's a dangerous position. There's a lot of people in this space that I guarantee you are going to be facing FTC lawsuits here over the next 3 or 4 years. And they just don't know because they're young guys and they're mostly guys and they're mid to late 20s. They've never seen that kind of stuff. But I've been doing this marketing stuff for like 17 years. So I've seen all the kind of issues. So that's where I think you can cross the line with AI. But then you can also do cartoon style stuff. Cartoon style stuff is a good use of AI because with some products you imagine, like if you have like a supplement or something that's going inside people's bodies, you can't visualize that with actual footage. Because what are you going to do? Like shove a pill in somebody's mouth and send a camera down there after it? I don't think so. And so the better option is to visualize, like we've seen on TV forever, is have AI kind of show what happens when that supplement enters that person's body. What does it do inside of their stomach or whatever else you're kind of trying to show people how to do in their heart or something? And that's a really cool use of AI because you can literally visualize stuff that would not have otherwise been possible. And so when it comes to scaling your ads, think first about personas, second about the angles, the thing those people care about. And what you can do to shortcut this process is just export as many freaking reviews of your products and or competitors. If you're just starting out, you may not have your own reviews. Export those reviews and then have AI summarize who is buying this thing, what are these major personas, and what do they care about? What are the main things that they're talking about? And when possible, use their best exact language. Because there's a saying out there that I like that says your customers are your best copywriters. So when possible, use their exact language. Then the easiest way to start is just start with image ads. Test the personas, test the angles. Don't even worry about videos at first. Then once you find some image ads, some angles that are working, that are speaking to right people, and those ones are generating good results for you, then you can create video ads. And then I still recommend starting with the gold standard, which is real customers giving real stories and real testimonials that are unpaid. But then you can also speed things up by encouraging customers to write reviews of your products. Once again, check with your own lawyer on this stuff. You can also use platforms like Join Brands and Influee and other influencer platforms to get people to talk about your products. And then lastly, you could possibly use AI. Just do it in the right way. Keep your brand safe, keep your business safe, build trust with your customers. That's what's really going to matter long term. So now I've put together a database of all of these different formats because there's a lot of them and they're constantly changing. And so I'm, reading probably a dozen different podcast transcripts every week, also listening to them while I'm walking. I'm running our own ads, which we spend millions of dollars every single quarter on marketing basically. And so I'm covering all these different kind of materials so I can figure out what are the hottest ads people are running right now. So I've put together an ad format library that I'm just going to give you for free because that's going to shortcut this whole process. So if you want that, go below, get your ad format library. It's 100% free and that'll help you speed all this stuff up and create ads with and without AI that'll help grow your business faster.